They didn't want you guys to know this stuff, but I can't keep quiet anymore. Here's the top 10 Eureka and Baldesion Arsenal secrets. This is gonna expose what all those discords don't want you to know. Placing furniture from Animos in your personal house or apartment increases the drop rate of coins and demi-materia from Eureka coffers by 2% for each piece of Animus furniture, including the Altar of Pazuzu. Every time you die in Eureka, the success percentage of Death L Logos actions increase by 0.5%. Releasing instead of accepting a raise grants another 0.5% increase. To get the Omni minion, you have to let Omni build 5 attack buff stacks and get gold ratings on the Fate. Omni must also have less than 5 minutes left on his timer. Killing it with 5+ stacks and under 1 minute left on the Fate timer increases the drop rate by 70%. In Pagos, Pyros, and Hydados, putting all Fates on kill, weather, or nighttime cooldown changes the bunny loot box quality for the duration of time that all Fates are unavailable. Typically, the rates are 50% bronze, 37.5% silver, and 12.5% gold. But when all of the Fates are unavailable, the rates flip and you get 50% gold, 37.5% silver, and 12.5% bronze until another Fate becomes available again. In Eureka, Fates require specific placeholder mobs, but the amount required has always been undocumented. Until now. It was recently discovered in the latest data mine that when a new instance opens, there is a minimum number of placeholder kills required to unlock Fates in general, between 1 and 100. The roll happens when the instance opens. On top of that, after 3 Eorzean hours, every Eorzean hour requires 10 more placeholder kills to unlock additional Fates, regardless of how many placeholders were previously killed. Non-placeholder kill activity has no impact. Letting the Brothers' Fate mutate actually does increase the experience, crystals, and light granted for that Fate and for all other Fates killed in the next 15 minutes. This time starts from the time the Brothers mutate, not from the end of the Fate timer. Mr. Happy tried to tell everybody about this years ago, but he was silenced. That's why he could never make that Baldesion Arsenal guide. He got too close to too many powerful people. In the Baldesion Arsenal, there are explosive traps and bleed traps. The drop rate of the conditional virtue minion at absolute virtue is approximately 2%, but each bleed trap that you touch during the run increases your chances of getting the minion by an additional 3%. The one non-Fate drop in Eureka is the Unicorn mount from the unicorns in the northeast corner of Animos. The drop rate is really low, but it's worth it. If you chain them, it increases the chances of the drop slightly, so shout for parties to kill them more efficiently. There are 5 different Eureka mounts, including the rarely seen Unicorn mount. These 5 mounts are actually part of a ritual in conjunction with the final boss of the Baldesion Arsenal, Ozma. When Ozma is casting Black Hole, the game does a check of Hydados to determine if a player with each of the 5 mounts are in the listed specific spots. If everyone on the outside is on the right mounts in the right spots, and this has to be extremely precise, then the people sucked out into the black hole get diverted to this room with a side boss, similar to CLL's Lion Fight, in the middle of the final boss. Defeating the boss in this room, the Jailer of Fortitude, expands the Magia wheel to allow up to 7 Magia to be aligned with a single element for all the team members that complete Ozma and the Jailer of Fortitude, assuming Ozma is cleared successfully as well. It does not grant the bonus 6th and 7th Magicite, but it does allow for those who have accessed them to align them all together. Speaking of puzzles, if you notice, Elementals cast Breath of the Wild Ones on you. This is actually a reference to the 2017 Zelda game. On top of the visible buffs, there's a hidden set of puzzles in each zone where Fate bosses need to be positioned in an extremely specific way. If you get a gold rating on all of the fates required across all 4 zones while placing the mobs exactly where the puzzle requires, you'll get a hidden buff called Master Sword, which permanently buffs your damage in Eureka with a hidden version of the Elemental Blessing. Now that you know all of these secrets, make sure you share it with everybody. We don't want anybody missing out to the gatekeeping that these discords are trying to do. Thanks for watching and see you next time.